Our freedom of speech is our fundamental right, but right now we're drifting into a new America where government decides what you have to say and what you can say, and we're seeing it play out in real time. In Wisconsin, a school district has filed sexual harassment complaints against 3 middle schoolers for calling a classmate the wrong pronoun. A student demanded to be called they and them, screaming to use their pronouns. One of the kids spoke up, claiming it's his constitutional right not to be forced to say anything against his will, and the plural use of they didn't make sense to the student when he used to describe a single person. But Title IX protects from discrimination, broadly written and left for interpretation. And now the future of those 3 Wisconsin boys are in limbo. Canadian professor Jordan Peterson warned of this kind of thing back in 2018.
Who's going to regulate it? Who's going to define it? I know the answer to that. The last people in the world you would want to. And then we crossed another barrier and we allow the government to compel speech for some hypothetically compassionate reason? No way. That's a really bad idea.
In Canada, a father was jailed after misgendering his own daughter. And if he tried to change her daughter's mind about transitioning, the charge would be family violence.
They've now created a delusion, and then they're forcing parents like myself to have to live in this delusion. And then what happens when the bubble explodes and the delusion ends? She can never go back to being a girl. And there's nothing I can do but sit on the sideline and, according to Justice Bowden at the time, cheer it on. I could only affirm or get thrown in jail.
Unbelievable. His own daughter. And don't think this will never come to America. It's already making its way here. Let's bring in former New Jersey Superior Court judge and host of the podcast Judging Freedom and friend of mine, Andrew Napolitano. Judge, it's a slippery slope. We talked to the mother of one of those 3 Wisconsin boys yesterday who said right now on their record, on their school record, permanent record, is sexual harassment. Is this legal?
The original charge was sexual assault. And then they realized that there was no touching. There wasn't even speaking. It was just the refusal to say the word. So a couple of basics. Supreme Court has ruled the First Amendment cannot be used to compel speech. The Supreme Court has used that the First Amendment applies to children. The Supreme Court has ruled that the First Amendment applies to children in school. So I'm not sure where this Wisconsin school district is going, except this: money. Money? Yes. The Federal Department of Education, which doles out billions to school districts all around the country, will pull back money from this school district if they don't aggressively pursue sexual harassment. Now, can it possibly be sexual harassment by remaining silent, by refusing to speak? It can't be. In fact, the Trump Department of Education, not the same as the Biden Department of Education, but the Trump Department of Education ruled on this very point, that the failure to use the preferred pronoun does not constitute sexual harassment.
So what happened? Why isn't that the law of the land then?
That should be the end of it. Actually, the complaint in this case has not yet been filed. It's still undergoing investigation. In the meantime, 3 little 8-year-old boys are being tormented by the thought that the federal government is investigating them as if they were bank robbers or terrorists.
Yeah, and the mom's literally thinking that she may have to pull these kids out of school. What are we doing? What's going on, George?
Well, George,
these kids were told, if you don't call a person by their preferred pronoun, it's sexual harassment, sexual whatever, assault.
It's better for the
kids
to remain
silent. But these people can change what they want to be called by the day. I want to be called a banana.
Yes, they can change what they want to be called by the day. In New Jersey, the curriculum for 5-year-olds has this line in it. I hope nobody's offended by what I say. The government teacher says to a girl, you don't need a penis to be a boy. I mean, what the hell is the government doing to these kids?
I don't know.
And as you said in your intro, it's coming to the United States. It's in New Jersey. It's in Wisconsin. It's going to be everywhere. Not in Florida, because they had the fortitude to stop it there, thanks to Governor DeSantis.
Will it end up being a state-by-state issue?
I think it will be a state-by-state issue, although the feds have the power of the dollar. And the feds will coerce the states to comply with this ultra left-wing nonsense by holding back money.
Will they? I mean, they can. I got
can.
that, but
It
you know,
hasn't- it hasn't-
marijuana laws come up to mind because the feds. It's still illegal, but they leave that to the states.
Correct.
Abortion is happening right now.
It's still, it hasn't, they haven't held back money yet, but they will threaten to do so. We'll see where this investigation goes. The lawyers for the boys are superb and expert in this field, and they've written a letter that is inassailable to the school district, and the school district hasn't replied.
Judge, it defies logic.
It does.
It defies logic that a little kid can be held for sexual assault for calling someone she instead of they when he's looking at her. She's either eight. You're not they, you're she.
If you're trying to ruin the family, as these lefties are, this is the tip of their iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg. Tip of the spear, so to speak.
Yes.
Judge Napolitano, always great having you on. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Eric.